Hi, I'm Rob and welcome to this edition of R&B Reviews. I finally got around to seeing the widely talked about superhero movie Deadpool, and I will have my review coming up. Deadpool is the latest Marvel superhero character to get his own movie, and this time it comes from Fox, who made the successful X-Men series and the not-so-successful Fantastic Four films. Ryan Reynolds plays a sarcastic, quirky mercenary named Wade Wilson, who after participating in an experiment leaves him with scars as well as healing powers and becomes Deadpool in order to hunt down the villainous Ajax, or Francis, his real name, so that he can kill him. Now, I'm going to review the movie on its own, mainly because I had never really read a Deadpool comic, so I'm not going to try and compare the two. As a matter of fact, my introduction to Deadpool was when I saw a version of the character in X-Men Origins Wolverine, and I'm told that's not really how Deadpool actually is. So, a lot of people I knew were really excited about the movie, and I went into the theater only knowing what I had seen in, the trailers and in the commercials and such. While the movie really didn't convert me into a Deadpool fan, I liked that the film did some different things with the superhero formula. For example, Deadpool, I can kind of describe the movie as a superhero movie while at the same time being a parody of one. Deadpool cracks jokes about Avengers movies, Fox's other series like the X-Men. He winks at Ryan Reynolds' last superhero movie as the Green Lantern, as well as budgets. One of the reasons supposedly one of the reasons behind the failure of the recent Fantastic Four reboot was because the budget was getting slashed. So jokes like that, I thought were very timely. As a matter of fact, I read that the budget for this Deadpool movie was slashed quite a bit too. So again, the jokes really hit very well. From watching the opening credits, I could really see that was the direction the film would be going in. And the character also breaks the fourth wall. While this isn't really anything new in the movies, I found the winking to the audience and using the dialogue to kind of explain, the character rather than to show everything to be very different. Now, Deadpool himself is a kind of an anti-hero. He's sarcastic like Tony Stark, and he really doesn't see himself as, trying to, save the world or, help anyone out. He simply wants to get revenge, and I think Ryan Reynolds, I thought he was perfect for the character, and I think he really plays the character's dark humor very well. Now, as you probably know, the movie is rated R, so unlike stuff from the Marvel Disney films or DC or the Spider-Man movies from Sony, the movie is darker with some Tarantino-style stuff, nudity, and quite a bit of swearing. And interestingly enough, when I was watching the movie, I know a lot of people that talk like Deadpool, so I kind of found that to be a little bit relatable. Now, as you can expect, Deadpool is an origin story, but I like how the filmmakers kind of broke the formula. So instead of showing the movie in events happening in chronological order, I felt by mixing it up a bit and opening the movie with the way it did, I thought it really did a good job of, getting the audience attention, getting them sucked into the movie. And the cast, for the most part, I thought was good. T.J. Miller, I thought was great as the bartender that Deadpool often visits. And another supporting character who I liked was Wade's girlfriend, Vanessa, played by Morena. Reynolds and her really have great chemistry together, and I really like this one moment in the movie where they try and top each other and trying to see how each other's lives are worse than the other. While I did enjoy Deadpool, I didn't quite love it like everyone else seems to have. For one thing, I didn't really think the main villain, honestly, I thought he was kind of one-dimensional, and I really didn't think he was really anything out of the ordinary and not really very interesting. And my other criticism with the movie, which I know will probably not sit well with some moviegoers, was I really didn't care for what I called some of the popping pop culture references. Now, as I said, I like the jokes and comments aimed at other superhero movies, but sometimes when Deadpool mentions random actors, movies, musicians, sometimes I felt like they were just thrown in just to reference something. Like, for example, there was a joke about Limp Bizkit, and I think I'm paraphrasing, but he said something like, I'm going to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music back in 2000 and something, and sometimes when I saw stuff like that, I was like, well, what does this have to do with what's going on? And I just felt like it didn't really fit in. I guess what I'm saying is some of the jokes, didn't always, hit. But the movie, it does move at a quick pace. It kept me involved, and I didn't feel like there was anything that needed to be trimmed, honestly. I think there's enough here for me to recommend seeing this in the theaters. I think Deadpool's going to go on to be a cult classic, and maybe it's a movie that has to be seen multiple times in order to really get into it. I think the movie is energetic. I liked how there were a few things done to it different because we're in a cycle where there's a lot of superhero movies coming out every couple of months, so I think, doing something different with the formula this time around I thought was, pretty good. And again, Ryan Reynolds I thought did a good job of bringing out Deadpool's personality. Alright, well that's my review of Deadpool. Go ahead and leave your comments about the movie. Do you agree with me or disagree with me on anything that I said? And if you're interested, visit the main page and look at some other movies that are available in the theaters or on DVD, Blu-ray, streaming, Netflix, on demand, and check that out. Alright, so thank you very much for watching.